how we as college graduates can secure a job in VC?
Yeah. So the ideal hiring profile when people apply, for me, is always people who have founded their own startup. That's very clear. Ideally, you have received funding, you have already worked with VCs, kind of on the other side, and you know what to expect, what to do. Now, having said that, not everyone can just found a company tomorrow, even though you're at the university, and in my humble opinion, that's a great opportunity to do something like that. But you can think a little bit smaller. So, for example, this students initiative, that's something I founded during my time at the university. It was nothing that, like, I had a super busy study schedule too, but it was something that fit in, you know, and you find yourself a couple of co-students, you start a club like this, you start like a weekly meeting, you start small basically, and then you expand. And by doing that, you show that you have an entrepreneurial passion and that you have the right profile to fit into a VC firm. Now, that's not everything, right? If you want to get into a VC, depending on its profile, but if it's a more quantitative one, you will have to prove that you know your stuff when it comes to numbers. So, I mean, yeah, doing internships at investment banks, at private equity funds, never hurts. Then again, it's not always super easy to score, right? I know that. But I would say those two factors help a lot. So show that you have entrepreneurial passion through some way. Ideally, you have founded something. It doesn't happen always, right? And secondly, show you have the quantitative skills. You can actually deal with numbers, at least when it's a VC that's working with startups that are a little bit later stage and where you actually have numbers that you can work with.